just on the trusted seed. AMA just on bonding curves. Whatever. Hey guys.
Hey,
and we're live. Okay. So I'm just gonna get this party started because there's always so much praise to give, and there's always so many updates to give, and maybe we can end early. So just as you guys know, we start with praise, and I'll model it for you. There's a lot of praise. First, I want to praise Ivy. Ivy is just so amazing. She's always in the background. She's in the time zone that we've excluded, and I feel so bad for that. All of our work is generally done while she's asleep, and she updates all the agendas, and she cat herds all of us. She does all the invisible work. Ivy is like the true hero of the TEC Commons. So thank you, Ivy. Also want to just praise to Tam for being an incredible organizational force and really modeling the servant leadership style better than anyone I've ever seen, honestly. I want to just praise to Paulo, who also does a lot of invisible work in the Commons Swarm. He's really killing it. And Chewy also has been a rock star in bringing our community, bridging our community to the One Hive community. Like, major praise to Chewy. Craig's blog post, praise to Craig, and getting out these blog posts so quickly after every 2 weeks is really awesome. I want to praise Metaverde for her awesome work on setting up our new Discord, which is coming soon. I think we're just about to start the onboarding process, and Metaverde made it way more beautiful than I imagined. And I want to dish major praise to Jess for dealing with me and all my challenges and my poor communication and just being the rock that this community is built on. And I will pass it to Septimus, who also deserves praise for showing up early for every meeting.
Thank you, Griff. I want to give praise to Juan because I think all what he is doing is super necessary and super beautiful. And every time Juan is talking, he is like saying positive things, and it meant so much love. And I also want to give praise to Griff and Sam because, yeah, you both guys are always also encouraging me all the time to do things and make me improve and evolve. I really appreciate that, guys. And also want to praise, all those heroes that are working super hard and are not seen by the community, like Ivy, Chris, Paulo, Craig. Yeah, those are real heroes that they want to praise. And I'll pass it to Libby.
Hey, there's a terrible noise here. Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. I want to just praise to Tamara that is always so present, so gentle, and I really appreciate working with you. I want to just praise to Mateo and Santi for really bringing up the source cred and bringing more people in now and including me in the process. It's really awesome the work you guys been doing. I really appreciate that. I also want to dish praise to Ata, who is not in this call, but he's been looking at the community through this research lenses, and it's been really interesting, the conversations we've been having to work on the TEC case study. And I'll pass to YGG.
Awesome, thank you, Livy. Griff really nailed it, but I want to praise Ivy as well. She does a lot of work. I think she honestly probably helps out everyone on this call. Like, she's across the board more than almost anyone, and so definitely praise to Ivy. Yeah, that was my big one. Oh yeah, I want to praise to the people supporting the token log Paramms progress. That's so cool. Every time I check in with it, it's moving forward. And so that is Vitor and Fabio. I want to praise to them, and then Griff and Jake as well for doing the project management on that. It's awesome to see it progressing. I'll keep it short this week. There's lots of praise happening, but lots happening behind the scenes too. And I'll pass over to Tamara.
Okay, so I have a few people today, but I'll keep it as fast as I can, and I'll try to speak fast. So I'd like to praise Metaverde. You're unstoppable, and that is awesome to see. And also, I really appreciate the farm and animal verbiage and anecdotes that you shared, and naming the Sprint 3 were Pipping, very cute. Nate, I'd like to praise for writing the article and being very available to help out in other working groups as well. Juan Carlos, just the excellence you bring to Graviton training is really, really amazing. Thank you for this every week. Zeth, you're everywhere and you always have a bright spirit and a ready smile, and that really like brightens every call. Ivy, she makes things happen behind the scenes. Santi and Mateo, what you're doing with SourceGrid is really cool. I can't wait to see it be production ready, and I feel like we're getting closer and closer. And Zargam for his insights and framing of things and the new vocabulary that he's given me to work with. So, and I will pass to Juan Carlos. Have you gone? I'll pass to Griff.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I want to praise Livy because she's our guest speaker for today's Graviton training, and I'm sure that we're gonna have fun and we're gonna learn so much. I also want to praise Septimus and Ivy for the transparency audit. That is very important. I want to praise Griff for his leadership. I want to praise Santi for his work around the legal documents. I want to praise Tam because she's the leader of the Stewards, like not the leader of the Stewards, but like the Stewards of the Stewards group, and that's really important because we all are like moving in different directions, and also she tries to like sync us up. And I want to praise Dan Digital, because he is also making a GitHub repository on the Graviton trainings, and that's amazing. As well as I would like to praise a lot of people like YGG for his labs, and Jessica for helping me as well with the publication we made today for Graviton. And I will pass to Mateo.
Hey everyone, how are you all? My praise this time is essentially first for Septimus. I see you everywhere, man, and I know your value is always amazing to the calls and everything. Juanca, because I read your article and really like it. It's a really cool way to express the Graviton and show it to the world actually. And Tamara, because I know she's rocking it, making the planning and all of that in GitHub and guiding the stewards, as Juanca said. Yeah, so I'll pass it to Sam.
Thank you, Mateo. This week I would like to praise Metaverde because she was amazing on reviewing the typos and the grammar and providing a lot of quality to some text that we have been doing. And I would also like to praise Paulo and Fabi because they are killing it. And Paulo with the Hatch frontend and Fabi with the new version of the frontend of conviction voting. And we all are going to benefit a lot from that work. So, and they are not so, they don't have, they need much more impact hours, I think. So praise for them too. And I am going to pass it. Santi, did you go?
Thank you, Sam. I'd like to praise Mateo and Libby for the great hack session we had on SourceGrid. I think it was on Monday. And I also want to praise Tam for forgetting our meeting today on the Paramms. And I hope next week we can jump into that. I'm willing to, and get her inputs on the GitHub levers that we can play with. I want to praise also Ivy for being up so late, so many days on the meetings. That's amazing. On top of the work, it's the hours that she's working the work. I want to praise Juan Carlos for his leadership on the Graviton and the Gravity legal working group. And I want to praise Sam for a nice talk I had with him last week. And I want to praise Sean for his latest contributions today on the mail, which makes our final document of the Hatch terms finished. Thank you. And I'll pass it to him.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I'd like to praise Olivia for the presentation we watched last week. For someone who is so new to everything here and having to go back and kind of look at things 2-3 times to kind of wrap my head around things, I thought it was a really helpful presentation, and it really cut through a lot of the stuff that I had questions about. It just isn't possible to ask every question, because then Santi would not invite me to any of these meetings anymore, because it is just, there's just so much. So I thought it was a great presentation, and pass it back to you, Griff.
Wow, you know this game so well. Let's go to Dan Digital.
Hello. I don't really know what's going on here. I just came because Graviton's up next, and so anyways, I hear people are getting praised. So I praise Juan Carlos. I've been getting a lot of appreciation. I've been appreciating the Graviton training, and just really what's going on here, although I feel like I'm barely just scratching the surface so far. So thank you.
Great work in Digital, Danny. Nice way to swing in with the good praise. Eduardo, have you gone? Oh, he just left. Oh, he was my next guy. Eduardo, are you back? Because I think Eduardo might be our last one. Oh no, Jess hasn't gone. Jess, you want to
go? Yeah, if Eduardo can't get his microphone, I would like to praise everybody. Griff, I would really like to praise you back, and I love you so much. You carry the whole freaking ecosystem on your shoulders. So yeah, I don't even think people maybe don't see, but yeah, there's all that other work you're doing in the background to like pay the bills and do all the DeFi trading to fund the whole ecosystem. So that's, yeah. And then, sorry, I'm a little spacey today because of a lot of different reasons. Let's see. Eduardo, I really just praise Eduardo because, yeah, just the way he's leading the Hatchers group. Answering questions for all the groups that want to come and submit proposals. Tamara for the endless patience that she has, and Livia for always being the best at this kind of like philosophical advice, and Juan for the new article, which is his first. I can't believe that. I hope to see more writing come from you because you're a really talented writer and you have so much to share. And Zepti also helped big time this week in communications and all the time. And yeah, I remember the first time you got here, Zepti, everybody just was smiling ear to ear, like every time you joined the call. And I wanted to praise also Santi and Mateo for their work with SourceCred. Even like groups are coming now asking them to please help us in the open source arena. They're like, please, can you help us? We want that too. So yeah, and also get Dan Digital I wanted to praise because of his help in the activity last week in the Graviton training. And I'll pass back to you, Griff. I think we've got everybody.
Just Eduardo.
Yeah, let's see if my microphone works this time. Hello,
You're good.
everyone. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I would like to praise Livy for stepping up on in the email calls whenever I was like, what do I answer? And she came up and saved the day. I want to praise Septimus for, he always is early for the calls and we always have a time to speak Spanish. And I found out that his name is Damian, so that's a new thing I learned today. I want to praise Tam for her dedication. And I think it's the first week we haven't talked much, yet you're present a lot. and I hope your movie finished properly. I want to praise Juan for coming up and being present in the conflict management gravity role and helping helping the community with this with everything that comes around. I want to praise Chris for his work on the Discord, also Metaverde for her work on the Discord, the new Discord channel. And I want to praise Grief for, even though his voice is quite weird, he still tries to push it. And I'll praise Jake because Jake, for some reason, has not been in any of my calls this week, and I can really see his absence. So I just want to praise him for that. So I will get back at you, Griff.
Sorry, always hard to find that mute button. Okay, so I want to give Sam a warning that we're going to do an impromptu spotlight for the Common Swarm and proposal. I'll lead it, but I want to pass it to you at the end, Sam. Just a heads up on that. As always, thank you guys for all the beautiful praise. It's so nice hearing it. We do this every week, and I'm generally facilitating, and Wonka is moderating. And we're really focused, the Token Engineering Commons has a special focus on making sure that we have a strong relational fabric within our community. So we do that with praise, but we also make sure that if there are challenges within the relational fabric, we have a space to actually say those. So please consider, if you feel any kind of weirdness within the community, to fill out this type form that's linked here, the gravity type form, so Wonka can help us alleviate these things before they become ripped and torn. Stitch in time saves 9, they say. Thank you guys for the great praise. If you want more praise, you really want to join our Telegram channel. This is one more week of this Telegram channel and requirement, and then soon we'll go to Discord where things get changed. But for now, if you're new to the community, please join the TE Praise channel, especially if you receive praise in that stuff, and make Ivy's life easy so she can dish praise for you. We also have an Airtable where we collect data on people so that if that you want to share, so that we can connect the community even further and build that relational fabric. And all of our events, which is like 4 a day. It's insane. There's so many opportunities to hang out with the TE community. Add this calendar to your Google Calendar to see what's going on. The purpose of this call is really not to debate the things that we can do to improve, but to show off all the amazing work that has happened in the past week. And if you have any ideas on how we can improve, you can go straight into this Google Doc and type some stuff out. It's commentable. Tell us how to change, and we'll take it. We'll do it. So we manage all of our work processes on ZenHub. So you can see all the crazy random work that we're doing here on this board. It's a little bit crazy. There's like 200 issues or something. There's so much happening in parallel streams. But we do have this really nice overview, which is actually a work in progress. Tamara might be mad at me for posting this because it's not done. Sorry, Tamara. But I figured it was better to show some ideas of where we are and where we're headed. So we're in sprint 4. We're just about to start sprint 4 tomorrow, and we have some major milestones in every working group, and we're going to start adding some other working groups that have been created to the plan. So yeah, feel free for a good overview. And with that, I'll pass it to Tamara, the steward of stewards.
Cool. So hi everyone. So yes, so we have just ended sprint 3, and we're saying goodbye to we're pipping, and we're going to say hello to something new. And am I sharing? Yes, great. So tomorrow we're going to kick off sprint 4, and at the end of every sprint we do a retrospective to celebrate the things we did well, what we could do better, and we vote on actions to improve to bring into the next sprint. So what we did well this sprint are the things that, of course, are the nicest to focus on. And just let me see if I can zoom in a little more. Yeah. So a lot of compliments around TEC teamwork, how we worked as a team, The transparency audit got a lot of praise, the success of Gravity, and of course, the Discord server being built and looking so good right now. The two things that we decided to take into next sprint are leaning on Gravity for conflict resolution. So like I've said, please do fill out the type form if you're feeling any kind of tension, or you see something in the group that you think can be improved. It's a great group and they can really, really help keep our community cohesion alive. The other thing we're going to bring into our next sprint is advice process. And that's essentially taking leadership of something and then asking people for advice, but continuing to own that thing through the end. So as Griff shared, the roadmap to Hatch is in progress, and it is going to be something that we're refining for this sprint. So it'll be available at the next sprint. Since we did the roadmap, we have 3 new working groups. So we need to start putting them on our roadmap as well. I think that's it. And so with that, you know, all the action really happens in the working group themselves. So I think that from the steward perspective, I just like to talk about the process and how we're doing there, but I will pass to the legal working group and the steward Santi to go next.
Thank you, Tom. And I want to just point out the great job that you do coordinating all these issues that we have, and sometimes we get lost in between. Okay, the legal working group, we meet tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central European Time, and we are really happy to have Sean with us for the last meetings. He's been helping a lot, reviewing and getting the final Hatcher terms finished, which has taken us quite a while during the past weeks. So after that, we're gonna probably finish the reviewing the terms for the attendance, the meeting attendance that Ivy and Septimus have been working on, and we've already discussed on a previous session. And after that, following weeks, we're going to start focusing on the proposal terms, which is going to be also a nice piece of work that we're going to start working with. So you can check on GenHub, the project link that's based on this document, and feel free to join us tomorrow on our meeting session. And I'll pass that to Juan Carlos for Gravity.
Thanks, Santi. We are halfway our first Graviton training, and it's very nice that we have delivered 4 POAPs, and that we have around 15 people who have been like consistently going to the calls, and it's been really amazing to be able to host and to deliver this training to this community. We are also trying always to cultivate mindful communication in the community, even in situations of distress. And we want to foster good relationships and understanding of other points of view in the organization, because I always think that the start of most conflicts is to see things from just one perspective, and our idea is to see that to be able to understand that even unwanted situations are sometimes without bad intentions, or and that we all are doing our best for the purpose of this organization. So that, yes, we have to be patient and have empathy with others and with ourselves. And today we posted a Medium article that is called "Why is Gravity Relevant in Token Engineering?" that is in the TEC Medium. You can read it as well. And also that today, after this call, Livy is going to talk with us about some of the insights she has had in soft governance, and what is the need that soft governance addresses in these ecosystems. And also she's going to talk to us about Ostrom's principles and its relation to the endurance of the institutions that we want to promote. So, like, everyone is invited, and this is going good, really good. Also, the other thing that I want to say is that we stopped the type form questions because the bot wasn't working so well. So I am just delivering the POAPs to the people after the session. And I think that's all that I have to say. And I will pass to Hatcher Outreach.
Hello, everyone. So the Hatch Outreach Working Group. I'm still having trouble with that name. The Hatch Outreach Working Group. It's a working group dedicated for onboarding hatchers and proposals. And we basically, I'm updating the right now so we can have all the information here. But we are focusing right now on onboarding people to become a hatcher, which is fundamental for our hatch, and then to also welcoming proposals. So regarding the hatch, we are right now on the phase of onboarding ourselves, the community stewards. We are still a few numbers. Sorry, a cat got into my office. We are still a few members of the community stewards missing out. But on the link of these agendas for this call, you will see in the Hatch Outreach Working Group that we are welcoming recommendations for hatchers and proposals. So if any of you have someone that you want to recommend for becoming a hatcher or being a proposal, or that you think of someone who may have questions about it, you can send me a private message and we can arrange a meeting to discuss this. The proposals, you can learn more about the proposals in the forum of the TEC. So we also have we have added some links like the hatchers onboarding frequently asked questions, and it's a document in progress where we are adding questions as soon as we are onboarding ourselves. We also have Wednesday calls, AMA, where anyone who is shy or who just doesn't want to have a meeting and just want to jump in at any moment to ask questions about what is a hatcher, what is a proposal, how does this work, and so on, is welcome to be part. It's 4 p.m. Central European time, and we are switching in between Livy and I to take care of that call, and everyone is welcoming. So welcome to that. So we also have we are working with Jess on making a video for kind of easy content, but also content that is relevant for people who need to know more about this process of what is a hatch and so on. So we're looking forward to get this done, and this is, I think, pretty much all for the Hatch Outreach Working Group. I will pass it on to Livy for the soft governance.
Thanks, Atu. So in SoftGov this week, we've been mostly working into the SourceCred implementation and how we can connect this with Praise. So we have a very solid system post-hatch to continue rewarding contributions. In the first link, you can see the parameters and what are all of the scores everyone has based on the parameters that are still being decided. So we're working on this, but hopefully until next week, we'll have a proposal and the parameter set, and the next steps will be understanding how to unite with the Praise system. And in the second link that was there in the notes, it's the almost done explanation post that will go to the forum. In the forum, you will be able to add comments and questions, but if you want to go ahead in this document now and add your thoughts, you also feel free. Thanks so much, Mateo, for working on this document, and Santi for all the work you guys been doing. And I will pass to, oh yeah, and come to Graviton after this, and let's talk more about Ostrom. And I will pass to Zactimus with transparency.
Thank you, Libby. On transparency this week, we finalized the audit with Gravity, and we gathered a lot of nice feedback we will include for the audit post-hatch, and that's awesome. Like, we can gather feedback from working groups. Next sprint we will be working on onboarding and soft-gov. And then we also updated the manifesto, since we were seeing a revolution of manifestos updating this sprint. So we decided to also update our manifesto. And yeah, we are having more participation on the recording of the video, so that's awesome. And if you want to join and record and build the transparency together, you can just fill your name in the spreadsheet. And yeah, I'll pass it to Working Group Omega. I don't know if Libby or Griff.
I missed this last call. Does anyone? Oh, thank you, Livy.
Yeah, I've been there. There's a really cool movement happening to understand the ethos of token engineering, and Shabnan has been asking this big philosophical, important questions about what is to be a token engineer, and what is the questions that need to come up for ethical thoughts to start spiraling. So we want to build ethical tokenized economies, but what is needed for that? So it's really interesting to see what Shabnan has been preparing in that sense, and soon we'll have type form that will pass around to many token engineers and many of us in the community as well.
Thank you, Olivia. I'll pass it to Jess.
And yeah, Olivia, I'm really excited about that work. So I'm looking forward to looking at some of those things. So I'm going to share screen to show off all the amazing things to read coming out from the community. And the first I want to start with is, in case you didn't see it yet, Juan's first article talking about gravity, and he has this really cool image here, and this post about providing alternative dispute resolution as something relevant in the design of sustainable socioeconomic systems, which very cool framing one. It's a great article. Read it, share it, spread the word. I think there's so much interest in a lot of different DAOs and communities for this, which is why our Twitter has been blowing up with the gravity training. And then we have a new news article. I think I forgot to praise Craig. I'm praising Craig now again. He just keeps singing it, and it's just so fun to read. This week we've got spork marmots. What the heck is that? You have to read it to find out. And then Jake keeps turning out these beautiful, really rad images and GIFs to complement. So yeah, it's a super creative, really fun piece. So if you're sitting with your coffee, your tea today, you can go and check all this out. We have TEC at ETH Denver. We have, Shebnam gave this talk. This was my next point about the public good of TEC. What is token engineering and why do we need it? She presented to a group called Ape Unit out of Berlin. And she's talking about this transdisciplinary field of token engineering, and also like knowledge co-creation, and a little bit about the hatch. So if you haven't had a chance, that's a longer form video, about an hour presentation, but really well worth it. It's kind of getting into the deeper threads of what we're doing here if you want to get philosophical. Then we have Livia's article. I know we shared it last week, but it's so good I'm going to share it again. The best advice for decentralized communities, from really good one that keeps floating around. if you haven't had a chance, talking about the challenges of DAOs. And I feel like with Nate's article, you could just pull every quote out. It was so good. So yeah, very cool news article this week. And that talk by Shebnem. And then the last announcement is just that we are still open for guest blogs. So if you want your voice to be heard and looking for a platform to share your ideas, please get in touch with me or post in the communications working group if you have an idea for a cool blog. And I will pass it to Garden Swarm and Paramms.
Nice. Thank you so much, Jess. And I'm going to step in for Jake. Jake's taking a much needed week off and dealing with some stuff in Costa Rica. So you may not see him lately, but his heart is with us for sure. And yeah, like Eduardo said, it's hard to live without Jake. He's made himself such a major piece of the community. But there was a lot of work going on in the Hatch Paramms. Vitor showed off the dashboard last time. The work that YGG, Vitor, Fabio, and soon the other Santiago in Ecuador are doing on this project has been amazing, ending the crypto technocracy. But to end we have to decide exactly how we're going to end the crypto technocracy. So there's a vote that's going on this weekend. Please vote and confirm this path forward for our community about how we're going to actually design the economy that we're all going to live in within this TE Commons. It's our house. Let's build it together. Your economy, your choice is Jake's favorite meme. So there's a nice poll here. Oh, and don't look at the results. Oh no. But 11 people have voted already, and it's really thank you all for voting who has. And the vote ends on Monday. Also, the way that's being proposed is token log. Oh wow, this isn't working for some reason. But when token log is working, which we'll have to talk to Wes about why it won't load. Oh, there it is. You can actually upvote the issues that we are doing. So tomorrow we're doing a sprint planning session, and we're going to look at this, and you can vote to on which issues are a priority. Now, of course, it's hard to know which issues like you think you need, but hey, guess what? You could create an issue and then vote on it and just tell us what to do. It's super cool. You can just click new issue here. And this is also a practice round for how we're going to choose the parameters using token log. So it's good to practice and tell us if there's any improvements that you want. Also, we have, if you want to deep dive into what is being built in this hatch and what the hatch really is, this hatch specification is really like the nitty gritty details of how we're creating this system that we're going to use. It talks about every application that's in the Aragon deployment for our economy, for the initial first phase of our economy. Specifically, it's for the tests that we already did, but it's still really educational. You can click every link and understand what each parameter it is, and then we can be educated, an educated democracy that can design its own economy. There's also a lot of links here that explain all the thoughts that have been going into this work. I want to definitely promote YGG and the lab session that happens every Friday at 5 p.m. Barcelona time. Definitely join that. Always educational, always incredible. And we have our meetings every Wednesday I know it's before the onboarding working group and after the AMA. I think that's 11 o'clock New York time, 11 a.m. And any Sunday you can come. We have like 4-hour hack sessions where we work on this stuff. So you're more than welcome to come in and hack with us on building on designing the tools that will help us design our economy. And with that, I'll pass it to Sam to talk about Commons Swarm, our Commons Swarm. Sam?
Okay, I am going to share my screen too. Let me see. Do you see my screen?
I don't see it yet.
Let me share it again. This thing sometimes happens. Now, maybe?
Yep, there it is.
That's right. Okay, a new part of the documentation that we are putting out for the audit is here, and it is thanks to many people at this time. I remind Septi, Tonga, Metaverde. We have been taking. We all have been taking part on this documentation. It explains all the states in which the Hatch DAO will be and what is expected for each of the states. So it is easier for an auditor to understand what is going on. And here it is in the forum. And we have also been working on getting a financial report on how we have been using the funds of the Commons Forum, and that you can also check in the One Hive forum. And we have also, I don't know if you wanted to say that, Griff, but it's already here. We have a new proposal for getting more funding for the following months. And if you have some honey, you can vote on it. You just have to go to the honeypot and give us some support. It is order to finish the development, do some code reviews, the models that we are doing, especially YCC, more communication, and the tests. And here it is. So mostly this week we have been working on this kind of communication and documentation, and we hope that next week we can fix the problem that we have with the code, hopefully, and we will keep you updated. Do you want to add something, Griff?
Well, actually, it's a fine transition to have a quick spotlight on the Common Swarm, and we can move into that.